Yeah, right now.
Saying a deck is a very dad thing to have.
The only deck I have is a deck of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Mixed.
God. You know what deck I
together.
want? I want a deck of many things. I want to just go ahead and completely screw over the world.
No, you don't.
Absolutely, yes. That needs to happen. We need to come across a deck of many things, and Jacob just, without even thinking, oh, what's this? Pulls a card. The Reaper comes. Oh God, no! Actually, no. The first card I would draw would probably be like a free level up or something like that. The second card I'd get, because, I got to push my luck, would then be insta-death. Oh, you get fiber. No, you got fiber internets now, huh? Is it Google Fiber or Fios or what? Honestly, I don't think Bub would allow a deck of many things into the game.
Not happily, I wouldn't. That would be ass. Just
oh,
pure
come on!
ass.
Don't you want to summon a Tarrasque by accident?
No.
No, I don't.
There's
no way to control the outcome of the deck of many things, right? Even if you had like forms of divination and stuff like that, it never tells you what the results are.
No, it's always completely random.
Yeah, you could literally just be like, you're transported to a dimension that kills you immediately. Sorry.
Speaking from experience, Googly, we don't do well with wishes. We've had a wish before, and we managed to fuck that up. In fact, we fucked it up enough that a god came down and bitch slapped us for it.
I mean, one wish went really well. It's when we brought back the best character in the story.
Was that a wish?
That was definitely, it was Klaus's wish.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Dragon's Tear.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a second, guys.
No.
Okay, well, now you gotta wait minutes, guys.
Do it now!
And he's not here, so I wasn't expecting to hear that specific phrase after Bub said something. Because I'm used to hearing Indy say stuff like that. Like, right off the bat. He's with us in spirit, playing Apex at his job.
Apex Mobile!
So, Bub, when are you going to hop on the Apex Legends craze?
You know how many people have asked me that? Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I ask you every time a new Battle Royale game
I don't
comes out.
think Bub has ever done a Battle Royale.
Bub hates that.
I did play Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I played Fortnite.
I played Culling when it came out. It was like the first in the craze.
And since then, Bub has fucking hated them.
I played that Minecraft version, the very first.
No
VR.
the
Hunger
Fortnite.
Games.
Yeah, that shit was annoying.
I do miss Bub actually playing Minecraft. That used to be really fun to watch.
I thought you were gonna say you miss Bub. I was like, he's literally right here.
Bub, where are you?
I wouldn't be. Hello?
Yeah, you have no mic.
Oh, Discord's
Can you
doing
hear me
that
now?
shit again. Nope, yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're a robot.
Am I?
Yep.
Yeah, just give it some time. I think you should be good. But keep saying
Or
stuff.
disconnect and reconnect, maybe.
Well, he does that. What did we do in the past?
Well, can you guys hear me on stream? Curious.
Met a bond man, so nobody screamed.
So he's cool with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, wow, you sure have a lot of legs, but you seem like a cool guy.
Hot damn, you're a tall son of a bitch!
Except I'm not. Bub said I was like 4 feet tall.
He's just like, wow, there's a lot of 4 people here. What are you guys all doing here?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
A lot clearer now.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear that sexy dulcet voice now. Oh,
Better,
yeah.
much better. Good. Okay. All right.
Mm.
Now you can mute
Sniper, shut the fuck up. God. How many times do you hear that in a day? God love you, man. All right, sorry. I don't even know what I was talking. Fuck, man. You just derailed my entire train of thought. Fuck. General Grievous is DMing now. Yes. Dooku. Where is Han Solo? General Obi-Wan.
You know that I think about it? I think I'm the one who's been told that the most at work.
This
When I
would
used
be a
to-
fine addition to my collection.
When I used to work at Target, literally my boss would tell me that at least 2 or 3 times a day to just shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck.
That seems about right.
I'm
Well, like
not
I'd
a-
walk up to him and I'd say just fucking literally something out of nowhere.
I'm not
And
a
he would
Star
just
Wars,
look at me and go,
like,
"Oh,
fan,
just shut the
but
fuck up." And I'm like,
fucking
Don't worry,
General
I
Grievous
won't.
was like the fucking dopest dude ever.
I agree.
he's still the dopest.
General
dude.
Grievous
The motherfucker has so many arms.
was the character that actually got me into Star Wars.
Like I saw
He's-
the cartoon, the little like cartoon shorts that they did when he
Oh
was
yeah,
fighting,
when
like,
he looked,
I
when he had that
fucking
animated.
Jedi.
I sent you that. I was like, yeah, check this
Yeah.
shit out.
Like the first time I saw it, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then they were like, "That's General Grievous." I was like, "No, he's not."
They made an interesting choice by introducing him when he already had a fucking horrific lung disease,
Yeah.
and you could barely understand a word he said.
But I was like, "Dang, like this guy a homie. Like he just like
Nah, but, like,
striking people."
Him and fucking Jango Fett were the two really good things to come out of the prequels.
What's better than a Jedi? Whatever the fuck Grievous is. What's
The other
better than
character-
a Sith trained?
That I fell in love with because of Clone Wars was a bounty hunter. I always forget his name, and I bring it up all the time.
Jango Fett?
No, it wasn't Jango. This was
The one with the hat?
no, no. This is quite literally a guy that's made of muscle. And when they split him open, and like his muscle just fires everywhere, and they were like, "Yeah, we killed him. He's dead," but his muscle like pulled back up together.
Looped back together.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and he didn't die from it.
Sounds like the thing
familiar.
from One Punch Man.
I need to watch the Clone Wars again. I've never watched it all the way through. Is it still going, or have they
No,
finished at
it
this point?
ended.
Show's
It
gone.
did end. Okay, I figured it
Yeah.
did.
They replaced it with another one, and I think that one got shit ratings and got canned after like the first season.
Gotcha.
Don't quote me on that though. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I know what the games present to me, so I know a lot about Starkiller, and that's kind of where that knowledge of the series ends. That and Droidicus are the best droids in the entire universe. No one can convince me that rolling into battle is not the ultimate form of combat.
Actually, it's because of Starkiller, the Force Unleashed, that I even gave Star Wars a shot, because like
See, I'd believe that because that game's fucking awesome.
the first game was incredible. Yeah,
Starkiller's fucking great. He's so cool.
Doesn't he surpass Vader?
he is literally
Yeah.
like the most badass of. But he take. Oh my god,
you
dude!
pull a flagship out of the sky.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That
and
shit
with,
was-
you just
yeah.
with your hands and you just collapse it into the earth. It was intense. I've got a.
Hey, what's going on with the ship? I think gravity's working against us. No, that's not gravity. That's the farce.
Why are we going closer to the ground? Are you landing?
I mean,
I'm flying
like,
away.
Starkiller was really powerful, but I still think the Kodor Sith are some of the coolest fucking characters in all of Star Wars.
I think he's
Like-
strong, but I think Ahsoka could have killed him.
Fucking Lord Revan, man, Jesus, shit's intense.
Is it
Darth
Revan
Revan.
or Revon?
It's Revan.
Revan?
Darth Revan. Yeah. What the fuck is this bounty hunter's name? This is actually gonna bother me. It was the cartoon, not where it was like that weird animated, like it was like 3D kind of. God damn it, not Cad Bane.
Not Savage Opress, right?
No.
Oh no, he was a Sith trained.
Dirge. It's Dirge. That's it. Thank you, Pedro. It's Dirge.
The dude with the black lightsaber?
Look up Dirge. He wears like an entire metal suit, but when you peel off his suit, he's made of
Jesus.
muscle, and he just looks
Looks like
fucking
Shredder.
intense. Yeah, dude, he looks intense.
Dirge. This is fucking metal, dude.
Yeah, he's gnarly.
He's essentially what an android would
Oh,
be
I've
if he decided to put on the clone armor. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
horrifying.
definitely got to watch the Clone Wars at some point.
Bounty hunters are always
so fucking good. Oh, so good. So good. It was what I was like, okay, now that I've played the game, and now that I've seen Clone Wars, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then I was let down with the movies because General Grievous was a hack.
Because he had no inhaler.
janky CGI motherfucker.
I mean, he was still badass, right? But like, he just wasn't like he was in the Clone Wars.
The cartoon made him
Cartoon
like
did him right.
so much more fucking lethal.
Yeah.
All right, sorry guys, sorry we went on that tangent for a little bit, but we're here,
Yeah,
we're back,
those
we're
were
good to go. Let's kick it off.
I exist now.
Wait, what are we talking about? Now that it's over.
Well, as we start the plane shift, you hear it. It's getting hot. Hot in here. Oh! But now we can.
So hot, hot here. Fucking. This is when Ronald slaps on the white tape under one eye.
Fucking Band-Aid, man.
Yeah. It looks back. Ronald peers back. I was like, good gracious, ass was bodacious.
I'm like, good gracious, gauntlet bodacious.
Oh man, Dirge looks like Space Shredder. Yeah, he definitely did. All right. So he's there. Yeah, you were convinced.
Kevin Nash covered in metal.
You are that's true. 100% true, actually. Yeah, you're convinced that this is Klaus. 100%. You have no doubt in your mind. Cort is also no longer fiddling through his belongings, trying to pay no attention to what's going on.
Okay.
Cort, I did say that you were intending to stay behind because I didn't expect you to come back this session.
Cort had to study for a midterm, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He, night school.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest double entendre I've ever heard in my life.
But it got you.
Yeah, that's the point. I was hoping to just...
I didn't graduate from becoming a squire, so now I gotta go to night school.
That might actually be a better pun for you.
That's fucking delightful.
If you drop that bullshit pew pew, yeah, you know the yes, you already know what I'm talking about. And go to that.
Everyone
one.
take a knee. We're about to tell a story.
I will forgive you if you just go to that and never speak of that joke again.
So, a cleric in
No!
aberration.
No! God damn it. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Night school.
You still got it. It's still getting it, man.
It's so good.
I'm glad it was stupid. Stupid enough.
You know, the sad part is I just got that joke.
Jesus Christ.
I've been sitting here for the last 5 minutes. Like, okay, what is Cort going to night school for? You know. Then I thought, oh wait, hey, and I cheated.
Oh man.
Oh, Jesus.
Dang.
Oh,
I
God.
will point out, it is a known fact that I am a little blonde.
A lot of blonde.
Yeah, I got a feeling people are actually genuinely laughing at my stupidity right now.
It was just funny in general, but that was good. We took it. It was funny to begin with, and then it doubled the funny. That's what happened there. It was a 2-for-1. It was a good one. Set him up, knock him down. Okay. Well, Ronald, floor is yours. You know how to plane shift. You've got your anchor here. Where did you place your mortal or material plane anchor?
Well, my material plane anchor will probably be inside the bathhouse, since it's the most familiar place to me.
All right.
Because if I don't want to leave it outside, and then if something happens to it, then I don't have a way to get back. I would try to find a secure place for it.
Okay.
Or you know what? No, I actually, I'll go down into the bathhouse, into the to Drekdar's way, into that dwarven church area, and I'll place it there.
Okay, I mean that's kind of out of the way, but yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. And who is going with?
Well, all I'm
'Cause it's-
going
Yeah.
is Jacob going. Jacob said he was going. Is Klaus going?
Sure. I'll venture to the fire plane.
Mr. Bierstock.
Am I going?
Are you?
I don't know, are
He's
you?
asking
I
you.
thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the present company. I thought I was. I
Well,
mean,
you are present.
okay, cool. Court doesn't really have anything better to do, so yeah, he'll walk to the fiery doom pit of hell.
Do you want to
Sweet.
come to the plane of fire so we can go ahead and get the primordial burning?
So I'll
Sure.
set the Ankh in the hand of the dwarven statue.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll set it in there, and then I'll begin casting the spell. Of course, with all of us going.
Okay. What? Sorry, I just got really good news.
You save a bunch of money.
Well,
on car insurance.
you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna go ahead and share.
He's pregnant.
No,
Called JG Wentworth.
no. Someone was able to log into Fanburst,
Okay.
Nice.
so
Gonna be able to download all your tracks.
we're gonna try to. Yeah,
Nice.
that's the goal. It's a lot of.
Good
I mean,
luck.
it's still a lot of work.
So are you gonna be maintaining your own bank of sounds now, or
I'm gonna
you
have
gonna
to.
publish it somewhere?
Their goal, from my understanding, is to publish a I don't know, a plugin or something that allows us to actually upload our own mix.
Is that Roll20 developing that, or?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
that is Roll20 developing that.
Yeah.
I don't, you know,
hope
I don't,
that
I don't
comes
know.
quickly.
Yeah, I hope it comes quickly too, because
All right.
otherwise we'll lose everything, which is a pain.
Bubs, before we plane shift, I'm gonna place a hand on everyone and cast Endure Elements on them, so they don't get
Good call.
deep fried on the way in.
It's fair. It's fair.
Except-
Go ahead and
Except Cort, because I don't like Cort. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
show me Endure Elements, please. Go ahead and cast that spell so I can see it in chat. No harm from being a hot or cold environment. It can exist comfortably in between those conditions. Without having to make fortitude saves, the creature's equipment is likewise protected. Endure Elements doesn't provide any protection from fire or cold damage. Nor does it protect against other environmental hazards such as smoke, lack of air, and so forth. Okay.
So we're just not gonna insta die
Correct.
when we get into somewhere that's like super hot.
Well, I'm assuming... How many times can you cast this?
It's I can cast it up to one time per person, but I used all my charges for.
Gotcha.
Forever.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you can get in and get out.
We got 30 seconds to get this done. No, I'm just kidding.
We got 24 hours. Don't fuck it up.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Let's run with this. So you have it. You're clutching onto the darkened Ankh in preparation to take you back to his home, to the fire plane. Yeah. What does this look like when you begin to plane shift? How does this look for everybody else?
So, as he begins casting the incantation from the center of where the Ankh is at, you see a line form, and then it turns into a circle. From there, you start seeing little these runes starting to form around the edge of it, and then the color starts to change to that of like a reddish orange to symbolize the plane that they're traveling to. And then from there, that's when everything kind of starts melting around them visually, and we start the plane shift into the new plane.
Gotcha. Okay. So, let me go ahead and see if I can find the appropriate
click here.
Them all there. Jesus Christ. Well, that's awful. He says, GG, guys. You did. Let me try this.
When I said you'd be the hottest thing around, I meant it. There's no coughing in the fire plane. Stop it.
No coughing in the fire plane, he says. Gotcha. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, I think we're gonna go with this. When you fall out of the other end, and you find yourself shifting to the opposite location, your arrival isn't as easy as anyone would have natively hoped. It's not just as simple as stepping onto the other side and bam, you're there, you're in a safe spot. No, he did tell you that you would arrive at a spot that is familiar to him. And where better to arrive than in the middle of a blacksmith's shop? You've moved to the material plane, or excuse me, the elemental plane of fire, and you're in a smithy. But it's not like what you would see here. There aren't bits of old blade, charred or broken. There's not flashing metal. You're not going to see tongs. You're not going to see just a flat anvil. Things here are a bit different. Everything has a hue of orange or red. Flame bellows from all directions. You hear this loud pounding sound from behind. It's audible in the sense that it sends like a wave. It's like a sonic hit. Have you been at a concert before and you feel the speaker like hit you?
Yeah.
That feel when it connects with your body, that's sort of what you're struck with. And there's this audible ding, and then you feel the wave come back, and then the heat licks your face, blowing your hair and tousling it. And then another whip around as this blackened hammer ding, and it whips again with more flame. The figure never turns to face you, but you can't quite actually tell if it's got a face at all. Fire whisks a blackened blacksmith hammer around. It carries it like a whip, sailing through the air and careening down over obsidian. Fonts of lava-like bubbles pop off of whatever it is that they're smashing repeatedly. And you're not seen. When you breathe in air, it's heat. It dries out your throat quickly, swallowing multiple times before you find that you will quickly dehydrate here. While you're protected from the elements, your comfort is not. It's still hot.
You
dry out.
Some water.
Do you say that?
No, I'm not joking, but I mean, I understand that they would not be. Like, I guess I can understand what's going on given where we're at right now. You see Ulhime kind of like, I guess fiddle with air, if that makes sense, where he kind of like just rubs his hands together. Like even like the gauntlet, like he can feel like there's like a weird like heat to it.
Yep. And when you do so, you see like the debris, like the dust that's gathered over your gauntlet up to this point, as it seems to kind of break away from your fingertips before it falls too far away, less than a foot away from your hand. It singes and smokes upward. You can see your aura if you stay long enough. This outward aura that is protecting you and your allies. It seems to faintly be shrinking.
Okay.
It will not last forever. You are convinced of this.
Yeah. I mean, being someone who's entered the home of another, I will make myself known. And first, I will cast Comprehend Languages on it.
Okay.
I just want to say, this is a very convenient plane to live on if you're a hermit. Never have to dust your house.
I don't think hermits worry much about dust.
No, we do.
I will call out to the this fire elemental. Smithy, a word.
And with one more resounding ding that slams downward, the flame seems to barrel around and it dances across the room before it turns to what you would think is face you. There's no visible eyes, right? There's no, like, mouth that you can see, but you can see flame lick upward and down in a central spot on this figure, where you would think might be a spot, these vacant whips of flame that might make eyes. And it speaks in a tongue that you might be immediately unfamiliar with. At least everyone else is. In Ignan, the creature says, "Who are you?" But to you, the rest of you, it sounds as cracks and popples.
As he says that, I state my name. I am Ulhime Shieldbearer. I come from the material plane.
He pauses for a moment. Speak my tongue when in my home.
Using the spell, if I'm understanding that he's speaking in Ignan, I will say I apologize.
So do you have tongues?
I believe so.
You'll have to cast tongues if you'd like to speak to him.
Yep.
Okay. You cast tongues upon yourself, and it grants you the ability to speak and understand the language of any intelligent creature. Similarly,
myself.
as he casts this spell, Ulhime begins also speaking in cracks and pops. He's gone Big Shaq.
He's gone Scatman on us.
You begin speaking to him. What do you say?
Doom, 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 doom. What's that? I'm sorry, that's Seinfeld.
He's like, yes, the song of my people.
Now the flame really
as I speak in Ignan, I will look up to him and I'll say, I apologize for speaking in common tongue. As I've stated before, my name is Ulhime Shieldbearer.
Why have you found your way into this place?
And as he says that, he brings the sack over and opens it up. I seek aid of a great flame to melt this into a new form.
He begins to emit this hiss-like sound that sort of sounds like a laughter to you. To them, it is more akin to like a kettle bursting or bubbling over. But to you, you would think that it might be laughter. I owe you nothing.
And I seek nothing of you, at least not knowingly, not yet. But I do seek a flame strong enough to form this.
A flame you seek, so you come to the first flame's house. You wish to take his child,
To take his child? No, I do not wish to take anyone away from their home.
You must speak to the first flame.
Can I do a diplomacy check? Just to ask if he can direct me, if he could guide me to the first flame?
You can try.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the roll first, or?
Yeah.
16?
It's rough. I want to hear it. Let's see what you got.
I am ignorant to this world. It is obvious. If you would do me this kindness and grant us an audience with the first flame, I would be most appreciative of it. As I've said before, I'm here to find a flame powerful enough to melt this. The fire of my world is not strong enough. And if this first flame is as strong as you let on to be, then I wish to meet this flame. And he'll take a knee with his hand placed on the floor. Please.
And there's a pause in the way that it delivers its response. Only you.
As he says only me, he'll look up and look back to the group. I think you might need to stay here for now. Only one of us can go and meet this person that can work on this.
Tell them to give me a gift. Something to burn. My flame licks wildly. I hunger for material. You're not from here. You stepped onto the burning steps. Give me something to burn.
He kind of does Ulhime does a slow nod and kind of looks back to the group. He wants something to burn. A gift.
Well, as it so happens, Jakob's got a shit ton of poisonous potions that he's going to happily offer up.
Okay. How many vials would you say you have?
Last I checked before I went ahead and cleared it out, I had something like 13.
Okay. And
I have a few as well.
okay. What about you, Klaus? What do you have to offer him?
I mean, I got a ton of that, but I figure he probably doesn't want something as
That's what I figured.
He's got plenty now.
as odd as that.
Yeah.
I went first, so
I'm going to offer him something that I've carried with me for probably far too long at this point. Dea's bow.
Okay. Do you just lob it into the flame? Do you pass it to Ulhime to handle it?
I'll pass it to Ulhime since he seems to have the conversation skills here.
A bow?
I hand him the cure crits if we're being the three wise men. Can I just hand him a bar of soap? It'll make bubbles while it burns. That'll be interesting for him. Maybe he'll.
To be fair,
do you think a fire elemental knows what soap is?
Do you think
This
that
is some rare.
putting fire to soap creates bubbles? What the fuck can you take?
The kind that
and
he had to
I'll-
do at the last minute. He had to leave that D&D
He
game
watched
too.
Breaking Bad once.
I'll offer my heavy shield, Bubs, as a gift.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll kind of just use it as a plate to, I guess, to present
Sure.
the things that we're gonna burn.
so we have some poisons, a bow, and some melting soap.
Yeah, and a shield. He seems
It's
to
more like a bath bomb at this point.
the mouth itself, where it seems to be speaking, that's like dancing flame. It opens wider than you'd seen up to this point, and the top half seems to kind of pull back, much like it's opening. It's waiting for you to slide it inside.
I'll do that.
Okay. You
Nick said it right, so it was-
lift it up and you kind of shove it inward, and it takes a moment, but you hear the crushing of the glass and some bubbling inside. Bits of metal seem to pour out the bottom in very odd spots, but as the flame top comes back over, like the top of a Pez dispenser almost, you see it, the mouth kind of like pulling over the top of it again, and he said, "Very good. Yes, very good. Tasteful, rare from your plane." He seems very happy. "Now, only you."
Very well. And Ulhime will put his hand up to say, kind of motion them to stay.
Okay.
I'll be back.
You see, he whisks the hammer back up into the air, and he begins waving it in front of you. This, like, whip of flame seems to pull it up, and it continues to rise overhead. And it stops, probably 20-25 feet above your head. And then it's instantaneously driven down, right atop your head.
Oh, shit.
And as it strikes you, the hammer falls flat, turning to its side, much like if you struck and your wrist gave way. And as this happens, the three of you see him disappear, almost as if he was driven into the flame earth himself. And Ulhime, out the other end, you shake free, and you can see that your shield has sort of dropped briefly. But before you stand in a throne room, or what you might think is a throne room, best of your ability. A charred ivory throne sits, with flames still dancing over the top of it. But the walls, the chandelier, the floor, seems to move with almost like steam. Have you seen the top of a car?
Yeah.
In the middle of summer, where it's like the wavy lines are pulling up. Your vision pretty much only gets that. So this like mirage of a chair is before you, and a figure sits.
I'll take a knee again to present myself formally to the noble of the first flame.
Okay. He sits with a hand, a very visible hand, on his flaming head. When he sees you, his brow furrows, pulls his hand down, and he pushes himself up. And he looks no more than 20 or so feet away. But distance can be skewed in the vision, especially in the mirage of heat. He takes a step forward, and you think it's his longest stride. And to you from here, he looks like a dwarf, no more than 4 or 5 feet tall. But then he takes another step, and another. And every time he takes a step, he seems to grow by feet. 5 feet at first, then another 5. Before you know it, he's around 60 or 70 feet tall. And with one final step, he's before you. This enormous. The enormity of this figure is something the likes of which you would hope to never see, especially as a potential threat to you. I'll get you an image.
I see nothing.
I'll post this in the Twitch chat so everybody can see this as well. This figure stands nearly 100 feet tall and looks just like this. In the material plane, this would be known as an Azure. But here, the figure has moved before you. Seeing that you don't even come to his ankle, he seems to commit to some brief spell, and there's this, almost like a snap of his fingers, and then he sizes down to your level. Before he realizes it, he's bowing to you. He's at your height when he stands.
He's bowing to me?
He stands, yes. And almost in a bow to you because he had dropped down to one knee.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I'll stand up from my kneeling that I was doing, and I'll give him a bow.
He waves.
It's an honor to meet you.
As if it's not important. And before you can say anything, as he's waving, the flames stop. It comes to a halt. The waves of heat seem to drop down, and you can see before him. He's taken on a physical form, unlike most of the others. Which is very bizarre to you. Because you still see flames that are moving through this area, but you can guess that it's probably some kind of subservient type. Even a fire imp dances around the flaming chandelier above that makes no noise. It takes a moment to speak.
Oh,
It takes a moment for him to speak. He hears you. It's been a long time since I've spoke in your tongue. Tell me, why have you come to the fire plane?
Just like before, he'll present the soul ore to forge this as a conduit of my remaining manifestation upon the material plane.
And you feel you have earned this construct?
I cannot say, but it is part of me.
A leader worries how one might find their way unto my home. Home of the first flame. You are either very strong or very stupid.
Kind of chuckles. I think it's some combination of both at times.
How were you not burned?
A spell I've cast, one to withhold the elements of your realm for a time.
Who led you here? You did not find this place on your own.
No. You probably know him.
Him? We have no gender here. We are all that is life. We are the fire.
Well, I wish to not withhold any information from you, so I will tell you their name. Dugobras.
You hear this borderline gurgle and hiss emit from the back of his throat. It sounds sort of like someone meshing charcoal together. You see the jaws sort of like distend and kind of move across his face. The flame glows a little brighter. Dugobras. He lives still?
He does.
Why, as an exile, led you here?
He said this was the strongest flame. This place held the strongest flame that he knew. And he is a friend of mine, exile or not. And this is the help that he has provided me.
He is a traitor to the flame. He, as you call it, he has taken on your bodies.
Stay a while.
In a manner of speaking, he is much larger and holds greater power than most people in my realm.
Third of the flame. First season. We make mistakes that come at a cost. And in our death, we find truth. Being extinguished was an option for Dugobras, but he chose to live here in exile amidst your people. Do you know why he was exiled?
Ulhime slowly shakes his head. He was vague about it when I first met him. He said it was about a choice that he made.
Another found their way to my home. Another that I turned away, carrying the same as you. This soul ore, as you said. The figure stood, offering me riches, offering dreams. I care not for riches or dreams. I saw the evil in the heart. I turned him away. But Dugobras did not. He went against my order. And now he has paid his price. We do not wish any ill will on man. We wish to continue to burn. To burn is to live. And the one that brought the ore, he wished to extinguish life. I could see it in his heart.
This one that you referred to, did he go by Nab the Torn?
I did not know his name. I was never told his name.
But you knew he was evil.
His heart was dark, and I will never forget his face. For I am never scared, but a brazen flame lived in his eyes. His face, a jackal, a hound from hellfire. He could shape the ore with his own hands, to clamp and to pull. Clamp and pull. Shears for fingers. But a dark heart. Because I turned him away, this person, this monster, sought Dugobras. He lost his flame. He was exiled for helping this man that I wish not to.
I understand. For what it's worth, he is repenting. He does good by the people of the town. They are skeptical and scared, but he does good work.
There is good in your heart. There is heat in your eyes. Destiny is twisted by those that pursue it. You are meant for more. I can see it. I can sense it. But you will not have my flame without first meeting my desires.
And what are they?
This is twice now that Dugobros has gone against the rules or my best wishes. I will give you flame, but you must extinguish him.
That's why I'm here. He's a darkness upon the place of which I call home.
No, you misunderstand. You must extinguish Dugobros.
But why?
It is forbidden to lead, mortal man, unto my realm, into my kingdom, my home. You're in the throne of the first flame. And if you were another, you may strike me down or try to. His actions are treasonous. He will shape your ore with first flame, as he shaped the jackal man and his ore. And you will extinguish his flame.
I cannot hide this information from him.
He understands the actions that he's taken. He must know that this will happen. I will not know if you pursue it on any timeline, but I will know when his fire fades. I will give you 30 sunfall time to extinguish the flame of Dugobros, or I will head to the mortal plane myself and extinguish him and any he calls allies. He is a danger to my home and to my people.
I cannot promise you that he will willingly aid me once I tell him. But if these are your laws, and he is still willing to abide them,
Then I will do as you ask. But there will be no subterfuge on my end.
I ask you not lie. He is very well aware.
So then he does this knowing the outcome already. He seeks... Is this his way of asking for forgiveness from you, to be extinguished?
He shakes his head. He must see and appreciate the same in your heart as I see for myself.
When he becomes extinguished, is that it for him?
He returns to eternal flame. He will not resurrect. He will be extinguished forever.
Then a favor. If he is not able to return here, if there was a way for me to send him somewhere else after his passing, will you allow this?
Where will you send him? Where could you send him? When he dies, so will his body. There will be no ash. There will be nothing left behind but a memory.
Ulhime kind of just looks down at his gauntlet. Not really like... I guess not... Not in a sense that he's like just blatantly looking at it, but he kind of just like looks down at it. I don't even know if what I'm asking can be feasibly done, but as I've said, these are your laws and your ways.
There are conflictions in you. Conflictions in your heart.
Yes.
If you cannot meet my request, you will not have my flame. And it will not be taken from me like the last time.
I will meet your demands. Ulhime will extend his hand for like a handshake, I guess, to settle the deal.
Sure. Which hand do you extend?
The left one. I guess like an open palm kind of thing.
Okay. So your
Gauntlet.
left, it's the gauntlet, yes.
Yeah.
When his hand touches yours, you see the debris that had kind of built up over it from moving from place to place and being reborn in that short amount of time. You built up some like dust, and it seems to scorch off, leaving a bit of like a carbon lick over the armor itself. But he looks down to your hand to shake it, and then when he clasps your hand, he looks back to you. You're neither alive or dead. You're in between.
You're correct.
You risk your very life stepping onto here.
I do.
Is Dugobrad's life worth more than your own?
For the help he's providing, yes. Which is why I plead with you now.
He brings his hand up and he touches the face of Jimothy. That seems to be emblazoned on your armor, almost like it was vacuum pressed into it. And when he touches it, it animates. Jimothy's face seems to twist and contort and look onward in confusion. Still scared. Still alone. And you've never seen this before. You've never seen it move. But you are most certainly seeing Jimothy afraid. The eyes are vacuous and blank. But you can't mistake that face. You would send Dugobras here?
I believe they might be able to help each other. And help me.
He will not go if he does not believe.
I will not force faith upon him. I will only ask.
He nods, and then with his other hand, he kind of reaches inside of himself, bypassing this clay-like exterior, and he pulls forward just a small spark of flame. And he puts it into your hand, much like he would be dropping like a stack of quarters or a trinket. And you can see it whip. The flame is a little different than most of the orange fires that you see. This one's white. It burns halo-like white, rippling in your hand. He clasps your fingers around it. You're only. You will not get another. 30 days. When the sun cycles 30 days, I will seek you. And if he still lives, I will extinguish him. And you as well. Your ore will not last. This boy will not last. And your home will perish in flames.
I understand.
When he closes your hand like that and he takes a step away, the imp from above that was cycling around the chandelier seems to let loose a flaming cable, and it falls plummeting downward and strikes you. And then you return back to the blacksmith's shop. Ulhime, flustered, a little bit charred with carbon marks seeming to decorate most of his body. He clutches this piercing white light in his gauntlet hand. He arrives.
Sorry to keep you waiting. We return now. I'll explain everything else when we get back. And he puts his regular hand out for everyone to grab onto.
Okay. Does everyone do that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be here anymore.
I figured as much. It's at this point that you would feel like
I mean,
the raspiness. When you begin to talk, like this raspiness in your throat, and you desperately need a drink. You're probably sweating.
I'm scared shitless of trying to take a piss and just having it like explode on some stone right in front of me. It's like, oh god, I knew I should have gone before we came.
You're still muted, sir.
I am.
We need Sniper to not become the Joe Dirt of the Fire Realm if we could not.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Oh, look, my piss burns up the second it touches the floor. Whoa!
I'll cast Plane Shift, and when we get back, since there's an error, I guess, for coming back, I'll cast Recall on us as well, and it teleports me right back to where I set up the first Recall spell.
Yeah. I mean, you have it's basically a beacon. It's a tether. So yeah,
Okay.
you tether back, and it will return you and your allies. But you will find that you are down into the borderline, the opening of the bowels of the Dwarven citadel below.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Recall spell that I have, I cast it right in front of the forge, just before we left, so it wasn't touched. So if I cast it again, it sends me right back to that spot. So
Gotcha.
I'll go ahead of them in that regard. So as that happens, Ulhime will let go of their hands. I'll see you back at the top, and then disappears back to the recall mark in front of the forge where Dugobras was last.
Okay.
And when I get there, I'm gonna knock on the door, or unless he's still outside.
Wait. So just to go ahead and make sure I
He
understand.
dropped us off and teleported back to Dougal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
you
like,
guys are at the
okay,
bottom of
see
the
you guys later.
bathhouse.
Boom!
He's literally like,
Yeah,
hey, we're in this place.
So yeah, you're gonna have a brief walk. It's probably gonna be no more than like 3 minutes, but you'll be able to ascend to the top. You find Dugabras. You know exactly where he's at. He's not really hiding anything. At least no more than he wanted to, anyway.
As I see him, I'll present to him the flame.
When he sees the flame, there is an excitement in his eyes, and a fear as well.
So you know.
Yes.
How
I've agreed
long?
to his terms 30 days, and I've agreed to his terms if you agree to them as well.
I knew the consequences. The moment that I constructed the tether, I knew what would happen. I'm tired of being here. I do not belong here.
Do you think ill of me for agreeing?
I knew it was the only way that you would get what you desired. You must protect your people, as I will protect mine, the best that I can. I am a liability to my family.
If you can be a boon to somebody, would you? If you could be a protector with the flames that you bear, would you be that person?
I'm not sure that I can anymore. I just know how to shape steel, to twist the iron.
Can I ask you for a favor? When the deed is done,
No. You cannot ask for a favor. There's no point favors are returned. I cannot collect. My life is forfeit. How is it that I may be able to help you and yours more?
it wouldn't be here on this plane.
I cannot go
but
home.
another. I understand. And he kind of looks to the gauntlet, showing Dugabras the face. This boy fights on my behalf. And every day I try to send help to him with no way to do so. I ask that when the task is done, if you can go to him. It doesn't sound like it makes sense now, but if you're willing to go to him, to aid him, could you?
I may... Depends upon your actions moving forward in the next 30 days.
Very well. And he lifts the flame up to him. I will help you with this.
Okay. I'm going to take this as the end of the session. You've offered your help. He's going to spend the next X days working on meeting your exact specifications. We'll say that you know what, I'm going to roll it. Take 6 days. It'll take 6 days, unfortunately. So, a fifth of his time remaining. And he's going to deliver unto you his life's work. The last piece that he feels he will ever make while he's here. He'll explain to you that it doesn't feel right trying to build a blacksmith shop inside of this home. Inside of this stone pool. He's never really felt home here. But at least you offered him comfort while he had to stay in this town. And he's thankful that people stopped throwing things at him. So you have Dugobras for the next 24 days. I'm going to give you guys another week. Another week time lapse. For you to become familiar with your bodies. For you to get over your emotional insecurities. To rehash your friendships. To potentially say your goodbyes. And you can think about the things that you may want to do in that time. The things that you might want to accomplish. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Like I said, it went a little different than what you would normally expect, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Can I finish night school?
No, your teacher left you. He said, go on, you suck.
Then my only fucking goal is I need to get my goddamn sword back. Rip it out of Dad's dead fucking hands.
Bitch!
It's my weapon.
Yeah, it was a weird session, but next session will start with us working with Innie. Innie is going to have about 7 days to kind of figure out what Thelsa does.
Swear to God, if it involves my sword, I'm gonna fucking cut him.
And here I was all for having, contracting Dugobras to make some weapons and armor. That's not going to work.
I mean, you can.
You guys gained some information here tonight. I don't know if it sunk home into the pink meat or not, and it stayed with you, but if you didn't get from the storytelling, then you missed out on some key information.
I'll probably have to go ahead and, watch the VOD to see what bits I might have missed.
Well, I think Klaus was listening.
I might actually do the same thing and watch the VOD this time. I didn't do it.
I want to say I think Klaus was listening. If not, tell me now.
It's Jakob.
God damn it.
It's Jackal.
It's Jackal, man.
How about you there, Xander? What kind of information did you learn here?
I ain't the only lich in town.
Yeah. Yeah, you learned that whomever it was that came to see, that took away the grace of Dugobras in the Fire Elemental Plane, also has Solor.
Yeah.
That there is a phylactery that was created, which is what led him down this conflicted path of his exile. A hyena man with scissors for fingers.
That's Nab.
Nab the Tauren. He had a jackal-like skull and face. Has scissors for fingers.
Yep.
Well, no, I get the pincers and everything. I just thought Nat the Tauren was big old demon dude. I didn't know he had a jackal face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a jackal
God, my
face.
dad be fugly.
I saw him as, to be honest, genie physique with Zoidberg claws. Really, really big chest, really tiny head.
I mean, he's also taken many different forms. So.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yes.
I figure, but that's how I view him, is big boy genie with...
Damn. It sucks because it's damn, being lawful good is fucking hard because it's yeah, you have to abide by I'm abiding by the rules of two different fucking worlds.
That's right. I knew this was going to
Which
be
is
incredibly
why I
conflicting
say-
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I say, let's just go ahead and kill Nab the Tauren and then send
let's fucking
Dugobras
stab
home with the head and just be like, yeah.
So,
I mean, you guys need to talk about this.
yeah.
Like, this isn't one of those things where he's just like, okay, yeah, I'll make this decision. You agreed to it, but the narrative is still guided by your hand. If you just choose to refuse that element, then you're missing some opportunities.
No. I even told them, like, I'll explain exactly what's going to happen when they get back up to the top.
I feel like that's
So it
going to be
takes-
something we talk about next session.
So
It
here,
takes a week
check
for
this
me and him
out.
to
I'm
work
gonna
on.
show you guys this picture. It's the picture
feud?
that was made inside of it was painted inside of the book here. So I'm gonna go to cam overlay. You're gonna need to load stream for this.
Good old picture of Nabikins.
Yeah, it was the representation of Nathatorin inside the book.
Daddy Nabby.
Oh, that is a very pointy fucking face.
Yo, that's fucking Scrappy Doo.
It's the CGI Scrappy Doo from the movie. Oh god.
That's absolutely Scrappy Doo.
Now remember, this came out in it like he's decorated with runes and shit, right? Like he's definitely one fierce mother. You saw it firsthand, right? So you imagine in that time him gaining more knowledge, him manipulating more things. There's a lot on the table here. Allies are coming and going quickly. This is becoming some Game of Thrones shit.
God, he's such a Dorito in that picture.
See, that's
What
that's
the hell
how I
am
was
looking
already
at?
originally
That's Scrappy Doo.
imagining Nathatorin, but with
Scrappy Doo from the live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah, when he absorbs a well of souls and he gets buff.
Well, I assure
That
you
movie was a fucking trip.
that it's a bit more intense than that.
Spoiler alerts. This is what happens in a movie that happened over 15 years ago.
This is a lot closer to what Glabrezus look
Fucking
like.
eyebrows.
That last image right there.
Yeah.
Also, if you're curious, technically, while that's a painting of it, the cover actually has...
Right?
Yeah, the cover actually has him on it. So let me take off my plethora of sticky notes, and I'll show you guys again. Because I literally, like, I counted. I have 15 sticky notes on the front of this fucking book. So we'll go back to the cam overlay. This is him. Here's Nathatorin.
Nabikins.
Hold on.
And how come? Why do I feel like most of those sticky notes were like, kill Sniper's character, kill Sniper's character, kill Sniper's character?
Well, they're all the times you fucked up. He just stamps it on the front of the book.
Who broke his horn off?
You don't actually know yet. You might never find out either.
Yeah, that's that we have to switch all of our focus to that.
Shit, that's... I
I mean,
mean,
if you're leading
it's
the party,
more than likely that
definitely.
his,
Look, okay,
his
guys,
fucking
look, this is gonna be
phylactery
a
is
wild,
stored in his
this will be a
horn.
stretch here. Bub's a fucking massive fan of Tenacious D, so if we find the horn, we got this.
Yes, I am such a massive fan of Tenacious D. I convinced
You've altered this entire
I
1 to
convinced
20 campaign.
David
to suit your
Noonan,
need, Bub.
Jesse Decker, James Jacobs, Tito Leotti, and I don't know, Chris Perkins, almost 16 years ago, to write a 1 to 20 campaign over the course of.
Yeah, and you basically said, "Fuck you guys, I got a better idea."
You
Tenacious
have
D.
lost your goddamn mind. Yep, just completely shit the brain bed.
So you're saying if we get the horn, we won't have power over him?
Interestingly
No, we are
enough,
not going to be able to make the pick of destiny from his horn.
I Google searched Nathatorin, and in the top 4 lines, there are so many pictures relating to our stream.
Are there?
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know why,
Nice.
but it's showing Ronald Joseph at XanderDarks,
Bro, it's from the Twitter posts.
Uber Ghosts. Yeah, there's a picture here of the Shackled City starting soon screen. There's
Yeah,
heaps of
that's-
pictures of Dragon's Demand.
Nice.
Got that SEO going, man.
I do. That's kind of nice.
Hold on, I gotta see if I can.
I've told you before, Bub, that more and more when you're looking for content on this, you're going to find our faces.
If you search up Shackled City, there's actually a picture from back when we had Panda, in which
My brain heard you just say, "If you shirka, shirka."
my brain shut down mid-sentence. Just look at that picture real quick and have a good old time blast.
Wow.
My God, and he looks like a potato.
Sniper straight up looks like a conquistador.
That was
Like, that's some-
very early for you.
Panda looks like somebody shit on his head.
Yeah, a little bit.
And he likes it.
Plus, you got this like very metro look going on. No beard, like hair's parted and pulled across. That's nice. I like it. It's a good look for you, buddy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and then we have Red.
That was a long time ago, though. To be fair, that was like
Was that the time when you did the thing with the tennis balls?
that was like 4 years ago, man.
I
The fuck are
miss
you
being
talking
able to
about?
shape up my my beard like that.
I'll
Oh,
have to ask Teak.
The thing with the... What the fuck?
All right, that's gonna be it for us tonight, guys. I'm gonna boogie on out of here so I can talk with them real quick. I'm sure that Christy's gonna have a heyday trying to cut and title this one. We'll figure one out. Yeah. So have a good one, guys. Peace. We're gonna boogie.